Ramadan is quickly approaching. It's coming up in a couple of days. And now this is a month in the Muslim tradition to where you pretty much fast for the entire month to get much closer to God, much closer to Allah. And something that no one on this channel really knows is that I was actually raised by a Muslim man. And so I grew up around this tradition. I have tons of respect for this tradition. And I've actually thought about experimenting it with myself and even participating this year. If you would like to see that, man, just drop a little comment below. If you want to see Austin Wayne doing Ramadan, I can make some vlogs. Maybe even not do like the full month. Maybe just do a couple of vlogs, kind of go along the journey with you guys. I'm not sure if I'm able to do that, but I don't know. Anyways, guys, I've got some tips on how to get more shredded during Ramadan, how to sustain your strength during Ramadan, and some suggestions for the types of foods that you should also consume. So without further ado, let's go. We'll start this video off with a couple tips from my dad himself. So number one, we want to limit garlic, salt, and onion. And now this is coming from someone who got me on garlic, salt, and onion ever since I was a child. And the reasoning for this is that it's going to make you a little bit dehydrated. And so whenever you go during your fasting period, no water, no food, it'll make you pretty thirsty, man. So you should definitely eliminate this pretty much for the entire month. This will make the month much easier. Now, whenever you do consume food, we actually do not want to overeat the food as well. So during your eating window, because this is kind of like an alternative form of intermittent fasting. So the key is to not overeat. Maybe just have small paced meals throughout your eating window. This will also help make sure that your energy levels are quite steady during the fasting period, man. So you want to avoid stuffing your face, eating a whole bunch of food whenever you finally do eat. Raw veggies will be one of your best friends whenever you're doing this. So like lettuce, carrots, beets, things like this. Cucumber is amazing. So just very clean, natural foods that have a lot of water content, but not a whole bunch of sugar content, because then these veggies, it'll help even out your blood sugar, man. And once again, it'll make the fasting period much, much easier. And the last tip from my dad is going to be bananas and dates. Excellent sources of very fast acting carbohydrates. This is going to be specifically great for the Iftar meal. So this is going to be the sunset meal, just because you went all day without any food. And so the fast acting carbohydrates will be able to hit the system much, much quicker. Basically, weightlifting is going to be the biggest thing in question during this month. There's a lot of questions about it. And what I've seen on the internet is a lot of people are suggesting to do high volume exercises during this month. I actually do not recommend this. Like they say, go high volume, low weight. No. What we're gonna actually do instead, this month, by the way, guys, we should definitely be doing a miniature cut. And so during this cut, we wanna lose a couple pounds of body fat. This will automatically, it'll get you more fit, it'll make you more shredded, and it's also going to increase your connection to God, increasing your focus during this time. It's going to make your meditation and prayer much easier, because if you got all this food in your stomach all the time, man, it's harder to focus. And even like, let's say you're in a surplus during your eating window, this will still affect your prayer. This will still affect your meditation. So it's much better during this month. Just do a miniature cut. So overall, we should be 500 calories under maintenance, maybe a little bit less. It can just be very subtle, man. So the quickest way to calculate maintenance is take your current weight, let's say 200 pounds, multiply this by 15. This would mean that your maintenance is about 3,000 calories. So to be in this minor deficit, we want 2,500 calories during your eating window. For the month of Ramadan, whenever you are in the gym lifting weights, the key is for us to trigger to the body that we still need this muscle mass, because you're not going to be building muscle. You're not going to be getting super shredded during this time. But what you can do, you can lose a little bit of fat. You can increase your connection to Allah, and overall, you can increase a little bit of strength. And so we want to focus on very low volume. So focus on the heavy compound movements, man, like weighted chin-ups, split squats, overhead press, bench press. But focus on just getting very strong. So I always advocate a reverse pyramid training protocol. So this is like 5, 6, 8. So you start with the heaviest weight. You drop the weight, rest 2 to 3 minutes, drop the weight again. Then you do a couple extra reps. And then obviously before all this, you do a little bit of a warm up so you don't injure yourself. But the thing is, man, during this month, you don't have as much glycogen. So glycogen is the primary fuel source from carbohydrates. And so because you're fasting so much, because you don't have as much water in the body, it can be a lot more difficult to have all those extra reserves of fuel during your lifting sessions. So save all the energy that you do have to lift freaking heavy, to push for PR. So even if that's like you go into the gym, you literally do 2 workouts. You do the bench press, overhead press, maybe some lateral raises, maybe some chest flies, and then you get out. So overall, it's like a 30 to 45 minute workout. You're sustaining your strength, and if anything, getting a little bit stronger. Now, you don't even need to work out every day. You just need to hit each body part about twice a week. So whatever split you choose to do that, like if you do full body 2 to 3 times a week, anterior, posterior chain. If you need help with this, just schedule your free consultation, link in the description box, man, or kalosique.com to work with me one-on-one. Lifting, focus on the compound movements, focus on strength, focus on low volume. I'm not trying to do a 2-hour Arnold Schwarzenegger exercise, bodybuilder stuff. No. We're just hitting a couple strength stuff, get a proper warm-up so you do not injure yourself and you will be good. Now, a couple food tips. Your iftar, or the sunset meal, should be very fast-acting foods. And so this meal, it's the first meal in the evening. So I highly advocate very fast-acting proteins and carbohydrates. So a protein shake and then some dates would actually be perfect for this first meal. And then after this meal is whenever I would advocate exercising. So after the sun comes down, you eat your first meal, you get those fast-acting proteins, fast-acting carbs. Now I would go hit the gym. I would not advocate hitting the gym during the day, hitting the gym during your fast, because you can't drink water, you can't eat any food. It's going to be a lot harder to have that energy. And after you exercise, man, you're going to really want some water. So I would highly suggest do it in the evening. You're going to have a lot more strength. If you wanted to, obviously, you could do it in the morning as well. But personally, I think the evening will be much better. Now, your suhoor meal, or the first meal first thing in the morning, should be very slow digesting foods. So this is going to be foods like eggs, boiled potatoes, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, things like this that are very wholesome, very filling. This will make sure that you're not really getting hungry during your fasting period. And so these foods will also contain lots of protein, and they're going to be very, very nutritious during this entire month. One thing to bear in mind is that I am aware of these social interactions that you will have with family, friends, and the such whenever you do eat during this month. Because I grew up around this culture, man. So whenever you meet up with people, you have all these huge platters. Like you've got the stuffed grape leaves, you got all the veggies, all the hummus, everything, man. It's okay to not be exact with your calorie tracking. Like you can have an estimate sometimes, and with calorie tracking, man, it's best to just do it for so long to where eventually you can almost eat a meal and literally estimate the calories and the macros based off of how you feel, like in your stomach. Like you will get to a point with your tracking skills that you will develop this. Whenever it comes to these social interactions, don't be so obsessed with the macros. Just try to be in that ballpark. But at the end of the month, you should shred maybe 5 to 10 pounds of body fat, sustain your strength, and also increase your connection with Allah. If anybody watching this needs help with their fitness goals, link in the description box for your free one-on-one consultation with me, Austin Wayne. Also, if you need some of the best supplements in the fitness industry, kalosique.com, link in the description box again. And we got pre-workout, creatine, high growth supplements, everything. Also, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to this channel and also like this video to push it out into that YouTube algorithm. That is it. I'm gone.